Ladies and gentlemen, Steve Claggett.
How's it going, guys?
I'm,
Happy to be here.
I'm good, man. How are you?
I was just laughing, like if anyone would see the hassle that we just had trying to get this going. I'm doing well. I'm doing awesome.
Well, I've got some news for you today, Steve.
What's up?
So you've been nominated again for Guest of the Year.
Nice.
So you're going to go back into the pool with the 6 people that got nominated by the fans, and we'll do the drawing again. But you are the first inductee to the Final Shot Podcast Hall of Fame.
Nice.
So that doesn't mean shit in the grand scheme of the world. but it's fun for us, and so you're the first inductee to our Hall of Fame.
I'm hyped about that.
Your face shows all the joy in the world right now.
You know what I'm saying there? That's how I'm feeling good. It's nice to, hey, thank you, because you're supposed to enjoy every little thing in life, and you can choose to celebrate small things. And you know what? It's a great boost of morale and can keep you in a good spot mentally when you're going through some shit or just for good, living. And you just celebrate everything until further notice. Celebrate everything.
Yeah, it's 2020, bitch.
Right?
Okay, January 25th, you're jumping back into the ring in Montreal or Quebec or somewhere in Frenchville against old opponent of Tony Lewis's.
Yeah, Ricky Lara.
Yeah. Tough fight. He gave Tony a run for his money.
Yes, sir. And he's a scrappy dude, and he is like, comes forward, and he goes to the body, and he digs, and he throws both hands, and it's an action-packed fight waiting to happen.
So I was talking to Emmanuel before this, and
Right.
What?
Good. Slide it up.
Oh, he's got to be in frame. Or we got to fix the lighting over there.
No, we're good.
Okay, cool.
Good.
Okay, so I was talking to Emmanuel about your fight, and they were very excited about 2 dudes that are going to meet in the center of the ring and bang it out. And I chimed in and I said, hey, we might see a different Steve Claggett this time.
Yeah, because I have many, I don't know, it's like I've been in the gyms sparring. I've always been able to emulate different styles and like fight long range or fight quick, push the pace. But then I think it's my nerves in my younger life that forces me to fight. Just go, 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 go. Action, action, action. Because it's almost comfort for me. It's a comfortable zone to be on the inside fight because that's how I'm used to fighting. But I have many, many levels. Now, I think with this fight, we're probably just going to bang it out.
Probably.
I think we're going to go for it because he comes forward, and I like that. So let's see who's tougher. Let's see who's better at going forward.
Wow, you're going to enter the danger zone.
Yeah, but with a well, finely tuned, created arsenal that I have, and defensive skills and habits that I've created over a lifetime in boxing, I'm ready to enter the danger zone. Yes, sir.
I think that Steve should come out to that song, Welcome to the Danger Zone.
I don't know if that suits me.
Hey, I think it suits the scenario.
Right.
But what are the main attributes that you see to this gentleman that you're going to fight?
He comes forwards. He throws left hook to the body. He's looking for it. He just throws hands. He goes hook, 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 and he just wants to bang it out, and he comes forwards. But I see massive advantages on my side in the footwork, in the finesse game, the technique, the I just believe I have way more sound fundamentals, and I like to scrap too. So I don't know. I see what he brings, and I'm ready for it. And I think it's going to be a good fight because he gave Tony a good fight, and just watch and see.
Now, the head roll, are we getting rid of that?
No,
I like it, but I know the judges that every time they see the head roll, they're like, "Fuck, he just got tagged."
Because it's hard to see.
Yeah,
But I mean, it protects you from getting your head knocked in.
it's very true, and it looks really cool in slow motion
Yeah, it does.
because you're dealing with.
And if you know old school banging it out boxing, that's a good move. It'll save you from permanent damage.
Now, Steve, we just had you on the podcast not too long ago.
Right?
I think it was like a month ago, and I normally don't hit you up this close in between, but you were requested.
I'm honored to be requested because I like to talk and I like to talk shit. So, yep.
Fuck yes. I like this new Steve, this 2020 version of Steve, shit talking motherfucker. I like it.
But I'm not a negative shit talker. I'm just a general shit talker. I just like to talk about shit. I like to talk about combat. I like to talk about all of the above. But that's something that I've always kind of had in boxing. People love the bloodlust, like this guy versus that guy. They hate each other. They want to kill each other. This kind of stuff. I've never been big into that. Like I've never wanted to kill my opponents and fucking, that wasn't me.
That's different though. That bloodlust is Coliseum gladiator type shit, right? Where people would show up and then people would be getting murdered.
Yeah, and that's primal human instinct. You know what? I'm just gonna hold this phone.
Really, right there with your hand. Okay.
Because I can't hear shit.
All right. But anyway, I was saying that's gladiator type stuff where people were showing up and their convicts are fighting in a coliseum with swords and spears and shit. What you're doing is a modern day version of that.
Yeah.
With rules.
Isn't that interesting how that's like humanity has that? There's a bloodlust where you want to see other people fight and kill each other, and there's almost vicarious living through watching it. Primal instinct.
Of course there is. That's why you have fans. People tune in to watch you when they're a fan of you because there's something a part of them that connects with you.
I guess so, yeah.
You know what I mean? And then because I know when my buddies get in the ring, I'm nervous.
Yeah, I get more nervous for my buddies' fights than my own fights.
But it's a weird thing where you're connected to them, though, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you care for them, so you don't want to see anyone get hurt. But, I mean, we're all fighters, so as long as you're prepared, you go and do what you do, and preparation makes the whole team calm.
Very true. What are you watching on TV right now? There's a fight.
Jared Hurd and what's his name? Julian Williams, the guy who beat him. This is the one where Julian Williams beats him. He boxes a masterpiece, jabs him up, and he's not the favorite in this fight at all. And he just kind of outboxes the big guy, fights him on the inside. So when you get a big, tall, kind of lumbering, like Hurd, he's strong, and that's how he outwills guys. But Williams wouldn't get into that. He would just box him. He turns and he angles, and he actually boxed a brilliant fight. And I liked it how afterwards in the interview, he's like, I have the one loss against Charlo. He's like, I'm just showing that I can still do it.
Yeah.
You shouldn't count fighters out because they lost to like the other best guy, which is totally true. And I mean, now it seems that boxing is going a different way. You can have a bunch of losses, you can have a bunch of wins, and I mean, the fighters fight. So if fans are tuning in to the guys that they like and they resonate with, and it equals a steadily entertaining thing. So then the fighters can keep doing it. There's not this whole like if you lose, say goodbye to boxing for a job. It's like that sucks, man. You invested your whole life in this shit. Don't you get any sort of not payback, but like it's got to make sense.
Well, undefeated is a very weird thing where people, it's cool, but I don't think guys are going to know what they're made of until they lose and have to come back from that.
Yeah, because that's what makes the man, right? How do you bounce back from failure? My coach always says to me, he's like, we have a saying that if we would trade, like 5 of our unbeaten guys, the young guys who've never been beaten, for one of your guys who's faced war and lost and had this, like he's experienced. You'd take that guy because he's more knowledgeable and He's a better warrior if you've been through it and you had the ups and downs, because that's where you learn about yourself, and then that's where a lot of people decide whether or not this is for them. And you see a lot of fighters, they lose one fight and it's like that was it, that's all they got, and
Yeah.
they're done, and that's fine. But you learn about yourself in life, and you take it and you use it.
Did you watch the Danny Jacobs Chavez Jr. fight?
I only saw highlights. I didn't see the whole fight.
Don't watch it.
That's what I was thinking.
Don't watch it. Did you watch Jean Pascal versus the heck's his name? Damn it, Jean Pascal's last fight where he defended his title.
Yes, I watched it too.
Good.
For some reason, I'm drawing a blank as well.
Damn it, because I like the guy that he fought too. He fought
Badu Jack.
Badu Jack. He fought Adonis Stevenson too. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
But good fight.
It was a good fight.
Fun to watch.
It was a good fight.
Like you talk about two guys getting in there just banging it out. Steve's getting pissed off with his phone.
Yeah, I know. It's fucking pissing me. It's annoying me. But what can I do?
Do you remember back in the day when we used to do the Final Shot podcast and you did it on the computer?
Yeah, but now I have my computer screen going like this. So it goes on my TV, which means I can't do the webcam thing. Well, I could, but I wouldn't be able to see it.
Fuck, I'm gonna get you.
There's nothing I can do here.
I'm gonna get you like a headpiece where you like a GoPro, but then the camera just points at you. You can. You can walk.
I'm good.
Okay.
So for the people on YouTube, with Steve moving around so much, you're actually gonna get a pretty good view of his house.
Welcome to my house. Thanks for coming.
Because we have some interesting stuff that we can see in the background. I seen a guitar earlier. Do you play?
I played when I was young, and I'm attempting to get back into playing. It's a slow process.
Now, what do we have back over here? Is this a chest of some sort?
That thing?
Yeah.
At the face? What is that?
No, it's just a weird art piece with a bunch of figurines on it, and there's it's a bunch of weird random art figurines.
Okay.
And then through the door, is that where the action happens?
Yes, sir, that's correct.
All right. You seem in good spirits coming into this fight. Like normally, sometimes when I talk to you, you're like, game ready. It's on. We're not joking around. Serious time.
I've had full preparation. I know about the fight 8 weeks out every time. I'm ready. I've been training 12 weeks out for this fight because I know about it. I'm more certain of self than ever before in my life. I had some recent experiences that really got me in touch with my whole mind and body, and I am at a point in my life where my experience is meeting my physical prime. So in the boxing world, I've fought all sorts of guys. I've been through the good stuff. I've been through the really bad stuff. And now I have good knowledge about the game. I know what I'm looking for. And on top of that, I'm hitting my physical prime. I'm sharper than ever. I can learn stuff in a couple hours. I can put together like new masterpieces. I'm in the best shape of my life, and it's almost like compound interest. The more I've been training over my life, the more, my fitness level goes up. And I don't know, I'm just pretty much covering all ends of things. And when you are prepared, you're confident.
Now, you seem like you've had some kind of an epiphany.
Yeah.
Has something just clicked?
Yes.
Don't give it away, but
I don't know if I'm allowed to talk about these things. Actually, I could tell you I had a recent experience in Cabo, and I don't know if anyone has ever listened to Mike Tyson stories and the Toad and these ancient rituals and kind of I guess it's an exploration of self, and they call it an ego death. And I did a bit of a ritual down there.
okay.
And I learned a lot about myself, and I had a life-changing experience. And now I've come back on the other side of things, and I can't wait to show what I can do with it.
Did you do some fucking DMT?
I did the Toad,
Oh, really?
which is the real DMT. It's 5-MeO DMT, which is the synthesized man-made version is DMT, and that's what you can get wherever it is. But I did like a Mayan ritual, and I did the real thing, as real as it gets, and it was intense, to say the least.
Did it scare you?
For real? What's up?
Yeah, you feel the deepest despair and darkest fear you've ever imagined.
Okay.
But on the other end of that, once you are able to let go and pretty much accept death, you understand that only through the darkest dark will you be able to experience the lightest light, and then you are reborn into a new, I wouldn't call it elevated state of consciousness, but just you understand more. You feel like you're certain of self. You look just your ego right in the face, and you come out on the other end feeling like a very, I'm a centered person. I don't have to rock off of my spot because I know where I stand.
See, I've never done anything like that before. It would scare the shit out of me, I think. But how long does it last?
About 30 minutes.
Oh, so not that long.
No.
Probably feels a lot longer though, eh?
Well, time doesn't really exist in that state because you're not I don't know, like, yeah, I guess it does seem like it seemed like I was out there all day doing like this whole ritual thing, but like looking back, it only took like an hour, a couple hours, but in the actual moment of it, you have no clue. You're not in the same state of consciousness, so you are not like aware of time or sight and sound. It's a different universe. It really is, and it's something that's indescribable in these terms that I'm trying to tell it to you in. But going through it is a very eye-opening experience.
Sounds like an ordeal.
It's an ordeal.
So, okay, do you have to like physically lick the toad?
No, there's the whole thing, and you kind of inhale it through a straw of sorts with this whole thing, and like it's a long process.
How much
pretty
is
much
it?
breathe it in.
It's just like one puff.
Yeah.
And away you go. You're off to the races.
Yeah.
How much does it cost? Money wise.
I don't know. I met the best person ever for exactly this, and he happened to be as deep in that field as you could possibly be, and
Right.
I never ended up paying anything
Oh,
for it. But I'm
wow.
pretty sure it's like
What do you think?
I can't remember. I heard it was like $150 or $200 or
Yeah,
like some weird, like it wasn't cheap. It
Yeah, I
wouldn't
get.
have been cheap.
I'm just curious.
It's the most expensive meth of all time.
Yeah, yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
But hey, man, different. I don't know if I could do it. It'd be fucking scary. I don't like getting high to begin with.
I mean, this was like, I don't know. It's not getting high. It's like that's what I came back and my friends are like, "Oh, I want to try that." I'm like, "Yo, you'll never get to try it because of this. It's not. You don't seek it for the trip. Like I'm not going there to get high. I don't know. It just showed up, and then people are like, "Yo, you get called to it. There's a calling for it." In a sense. I don't know. I was just open to it, and it came around. I happened to be the perfect formula, to tell you the truth. Looking back in hindsight, it was like it just popped up. It was just there, and I was there, and that was it.
But getting high is a bad word for it. It's more of like a enlightenment.
Well, it's a spiritual experience, right? It's not getting high. It's I can't explain it. It's a spiritual experience.
Okay.
It's on the wavelength of like a Native American sweat lodge kind of thing.
Yeah.
That
it's
area.
just from Mexico.
Yeah.
It's an ancient tradition.
Different natives.
It's been going on forever.
That's cool. I don't want to talk about it anymore because you're getting weird. Just kidding. That's very cool.
I can tell you some things.
I would guess so. Like I wouldn't know what you'd be seeing or what you'd be experiencing, but I would guess that you would see a whole bunch of different kind of maybe scenarios or the way things play out. Or I don't know. Did you see the future?
No, you don't see.
Feel?
That's the thing. It's indescribable because you don't see. You're not looking around like here's everything. Here's this. You're in your own mind, so you're not. It's like you're sensing every existing frame that you've ever seen at the same time. You're also hearing every single existing sound that you've ever heard at the same time. You go through the universe and then you fly through a million things, and in the center of it, you look at yourself and you find out that you are the middle of your own universe, and then you come to in this pitch blackness and begin to hear a steady vibration, which I guess in hindsight it's Om, which is it's supposed to be the original vibration that you'll ever experience in existence. So yes, and then you start to hear sounds and be able to recognize voices, and there's contact, and you feel like there's like affection and love from people like that, and it's a sense of being reborn completely. And you come out on the other side and you're reborn. It's like being born as like a grown ass man. You've now experienced death and then experience a reawakening. So you come back with all the things that you always wanted. Would I be able to restart with all the knowledge that I have now? That's it.
See, when I say the word see, I don't see you being conscious in this ordeal. Like, you're not conscious. So when I say see, I mean like you're in your brain.
Inner sight.
Yeah.
I get you.
You understand? Okay, fine. I'm not talking about it anymore. We're getting weird. So you've got all this insight now. You're a new dude. You're born again. You're smiling. You're having fun. January 25th, business time.
Yes, sir. And it was a funny thing because I actually heard about that toad thing, and then somebody told me Mike Tyson, he did the toad, and then he never had to fight anyone else again.
Hey.
But I was laughing about it because when I came to on the other side, I turned to my friend and I said, that's nice that Mike Tyson had to change and everything, but I see things differently and blah, 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 but I will still knock somebody out. And I still want to fight, and I still feel exactly as I did before. So January 25th, watch what I can do.
I can't stop talking about the toad because I feel like he came home and cleaned out the closet.
Yeah.
Dumped a bunch of shit.
Yeah, I carried a lot of demons inside my soul. I don't know if that comes from being a young, stupid kid doing a lot of crazy shit, but I seem to have let go of a lot of guilt and terror and trauma and drama that I had before in my life, and now it doesn't weigh me down.
No, that just comes from being a psychopath, Steve.
Say that one more time. Say it again.
I said, that just comes from being a psychopath, Steve.
Oh, yeah. I already knew that.
Okay.
I've been a overthinker and a bit of a obsessive compulsive mind since I was a kid, and then it happened to. I don't know. I always was a little bit weird. I was always a little bit extra, and I always had like this spiritual inclination mixed with violent physical ability and an intellect that's curious about learning more.
You want to know what's a little bit extra? Your wardrobe.
My wardrobe?
Yeah, it's awesome.
I always wear funny shit. And that's what Coach tells me too. He's like, nobody would wear. You got like pants with dragons on them. Everyone looks like an idiot. And I was like, I don't know. I've always worn weird shit. I just have. My mom told me that when I was a kid. Like, you always got to wear something to stand out. And I don't know. It is what it is, and I have no shame.
And you shouldn't have any shame. It works for you.
Yeah, and then I kind of, if it resonates with you, do as you please, and if people don't like it, fuck them.
All right, Steve, back to the fucking fight.
Let's talk about boxing stuff.
Yeah, let's talk about boxing a little bit. You signed with Eye of the Tiger Management, and
yes,
there seems to be a level of a peace being signed with them, not having to worry about anything.
Well, a major leg to the table just came into play. That means consistent fights.
Yeah.
I know when the shows are on. I know that I'm going to be fighting. Even if it's like you'll have one around January, February, then I aim my whole life is structured towards that. And I can start training for it in November because I want to be ready for said fights, and then you can kind of structure your camp. And that's like the best thing ever because a lot of times we overdo it and we find ourselves off balance, and there's nothing worse than getting a fight offer right when you have overtrained and desperately need to take a couple weeks off.
Well, it's been a classic story of your career is taking fights on short notice.
Yeah, I used to do that.
Or promotions calling you in because they knew you had a name when you're going to come in on two. Like, a perfect example was that fight in Boston.
Yeah, that was one of my worst that I ever got set up for.
That was a setup fight, and you almost finished it.
I know, and I knocked it because I knocked him down in the last round. But I pulled the punch and I pulled it this way, and if I would have opened it and followed through with my body weight as opposed to like anxiously trying to make contact with my fist, I would have put more weight into it and I would have knocked his ass out, and he would have stayed down. I'm still mad about that one because there's extra details in there too as well.
I've heard some of the fuckery that went on behind the scenes at the show.
Yeah.
And because I got messed with too with that one for the live stream. That was they're gonna sue me, which was hilarious. But
well, they run a pretty tight knit ship then, I guess.
Yeah, fuckers. But yeah, I did get some inside scoops on what was going on behind the scenes, especially before your fight, because they stretched that little show a little long.
Yeah, we fought. I'm pretty sure we fought at 2 in the morning, Boston time.
Very late, yeah.
And that's 5 in the morning, Calgary time.
Yeah, it was very late, and I stayed up to watch this fucking fight. But whoever the Dropkick Murphys were performing.
Yep.
And they kept on going and going and going. And I looked at my wife. I said, fuck, man. I've heard all these songs 40,000 times. Can we just shut up and see the fight, please? But it was like 40 minutes.
Yeah, well, it's St. Patrick's Day in Boston. I mean, they're having a good time.
Fuck them.
You can't stop the party when everyone's having a blast. So I wasn't even mad about that. But I learned a lot with that fight because they pulled every trick that you can. They just did, and you're allowed to do that shit. Like, they moved me right before when I was trying to warm up. I think I told you about that one a while ago. It's like I'm getting warm, and then they come in, fight with you, and you have to like go this place and go. You're arguing with guys before the fight. Like, it's just, I don't know. That's just kind of the way the game goes at times. But the more rock solid you are inside yourself, the less shaken off of your spot you are, the better you'll be able to handle yourself in any situation.
Very true.
So the answer is not, oh, these guys did this to me. The answer is, why didn't I just sit there and be like, I'll do what I want. I'll do what's in the contract, actually.
That would be the smart thing to do, but in the heat of the moment.
Yeah, we're fighting. In the heat of the moment, we're screaming back. But he's like, get over here. I'm like, you. We're yelling at each other and then like getting to like almost coming to blows, like pushing each other and stuff. It's like, man, I'm supposed to go fight in 20 minutes.
Well, what do they expect's going to happen? You're literally gearing up to go get into a fist fight.
Yeah.
What do you think's going to happen?
Hey, I'll tell you a funny and interesting thing. In the last fight that I had in Quebec City, everyone was warming up in this one little floor area. It's just open space. You can warm up there. Everyone did it before me. Everyone. And then I'm last guy out of like my little area when I was getting warmed up. I start warming up, and one of the commissioners comes and pushes me, and he's like, get out of here, you can't go, you did it, and he literally like put his hands on me and like shoved me, and I'm like, yo, man, and then it was this whole commotion because everyone's like, you don't do that to a fighter right before.
Yeah.
And then like that, you don't. It's super unprofessional, and that's real. Like, there was no need to do that because everyone else had already been there. And then I distinctly remember that. But then I was calm with myself, and I was like, it's fine. He can get mad, and then everyone else starts arguing. My team's there. The Tiger team is there. Like, this is a whole thing. He shouldn't have done that.
No.
The guy was wrong. But I'm not going to get involved in that. So I hold my space, and I'm like, you know what? I'll go over here and warm up. Don't let that stuff phase you. And I think that's a good skill for many fighters, or any fighter to have. It's like, hold your space when people try and mess with you, or when outside influence comes. So
Yeah,
I read something that wasn't good. I watched a video that I think's got like bad vibes. That's gonna be me or something. Like all that stuff. Don't let it rock you off your center. If you're ready, you're ready. Carry on forwards. Don't worry about that shit. Stay the course, and you'll get the job done correctly.
Yeah. I would put headphones on my head if I were you, and just let Vlad go deal with it, because Vlad's a bad motherfucker.
Yeah, but you can still see the commotion.
Yeah.
Yeah, just go. Sometimes I take a nap, so I just lay down. And I mean, well, I didn't care. That was the whole thing. He pushed me, which I turned around, I laughed. I couldn't believe he did it. I was like, whoa, you can't do that. And it was just, I found humor in something that, in other instances, would make me furious. So I almost was able, like, don't take it all so serious. That was like a thing. And that's that's a good mind to freestyle and handle the beginning of fights or getting ready for a performance. It's like, be kind of playful, where it doesn't really, these things don't matter. This matters.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, this is what I have to do. Don't worry about that. This guy told me this. That's kind of funny. He came up and pushed me. This guy was like, he's like older than my dad, man. This guy came up and shoved me, and I was like, oh, like, it was weird. But I could have taken it one of two ways: get mad about it or laugh at it. And I laughed with it, rolled with it, went to the other room, warmed up, and I still got the job done. And I think that was a good thing.
You should have flicked him right in the nuts.
I should have, yeah. When he's walking away, I'll trip him. Actually, after the fight, I was gonna go kind of like be like, hey, sorry about the confrontation. Like, I just don't want the bad. I don't want the bad vibe.
You don't want the shit.
And then my buddy's like, yo, don't even think of it, because he thought I'm going over there to yell at him.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no, I'm going to like settle it. But it never ended up happening. So we'll see. But I mean, if that guy listens to this show, sorry, my friend. Hope to see you again soon. And I mean,
sorry, not sorry.
Let bygones be bygones.
I'd be surprised if you see him in your locker room ever again, to be honest.
Yeah, he might have made a foul there.
Yeah.
More than one way.
Fuck him. We don't want to talk about him anymore. Derek, you got any questions for the Dragon?
No. I just wanted to come back. I do have questions. There was one segment you did last podcast where you showed us all your little homemade boxing gear, or your little equipment. Do you know what I'm referencing? Let me remind you then. You had like a back roller, a wrist, tightener thing. Do you know the segment I'm talking about? Anyways.
Yeah.
So I was wondering, just to follow up on that, if you had, was that in that same apartment?
Yeah. Yeah, same place.
Oh, really? Okay. I was wondering if you could do a quick review, or if you had any handy.
He's got something.
There we go. Oh, you got the foam roller.
I have a foam roller right here, I'll give you guys a really good one, actually. Take your foam roller, put it on the ground, preferably it's a hard foam roller, and you stand on it, okay? And you roll, like I do it when I'm like brushing my teeth or something. I just stand on it, and I put it next to a ledge so I don't fall over. But it rolls out the bottoms of your feet, which is a totally underused portion of the body. Like, I got plantar fasciitis a little while back, and it's all because I'm not using the little muscles in my feet that you're supposed to grip with and stimulate. So I use this foam roller now. I just stand on it. Rolls everything, man.
Throw me that ball that's in that candle, because that's what I use. Legit, just Indian rubber ball.
Right.
And I roll.
Yeah, but you can't put all your weight on it, or it hurts like a motherfucker.
Oh, you can't be a bitch, Steve.
Well, if you say, hey, if you saw how much running I do, you would understand why the knots in my feet are so fucked.
Yeah, but if you use this every day, it
Yeah.
sucks. It doesn't feel great, but it definitely works. I suffer from flat feet.
Right?
And so the arches in my feet get really sore. So yeah, I use this thing.
Hey, take a hard foam roller,
Okay.
prop it up next to something that you can lean on, and stand on it. I'm telling you, I promise you, it will make a difference in your foot and ankle game.
Thank you. That's cool.
I'm gonna try it.
You know what? It's one of those underused muscles that like it'll stretch the Achilles, like you stretch the ankles, the calves. It's awesome, man. Try it out.
I'm gonna try that.
And then let me know how you feel about it.
I'm gonna go fucking lick that toad too while I'm at it.
Yeah, I mean, fuck if you ever get the chance to. It's a game changer.
If I do ever get the chance to, I swear to God, I'll do it. Well, I might go to Mexico. Who fucking knows?
Crazier
Whatever.
things have happened.
All right, Steve, you got 1 hour before training starts.
What do you do?
I do right now.
Yeah, 1 hour. It should be 7 o'clock there right now, almost 5 to 7.
Yes, but little did you know that I'm switching now my weekly schedule so as to peak on Friday night because that's going to be fight night. So I went an extra training day this week and trained Saturday and Sunday. So I'm going to rest today. I'm going to do just mobility and one weight session tomorrow, and then I don't know what. It doesn't matter. All I'm doing is setting it so that Thursday is now rest and fast day, just like it would be on fight week, and then at nighttime, just like I would have made weight, I will eat again, and I will eat similar to what I'm going to eat before the fight, and then the Friday, I treat it exactly like fight day. I eat the same. I do the same kind of routine. I do everything like it was fight time, and then we now spar on Friday nights around fight time. So you mimic it as closely as possible so you get your body ready for that routine. So it's like I'm literally doing like a weight cut on Thursday. And then I mimic like cutting weight for the fight, and then I got to perform the next night, and we spar Friday night. So I'm shifting my whole thing, which requires me to take a rest today.
Well, see, when I set this up with you, you told me training's at 8 o'clock. It's fucking grind time. And I was like, all right. So I'm stressing out. I'm like, fuck, I got to get them on before this time. God damn it. Let's get it done. And then I find out you're resting today. I feel like I've been slapped in the face.
Little did you know that I was going to push it and work out more than I should have last week. and I really overdid it, and I had to, bro.
It's all good. But let's wrap this thing up, Steve. I don't want to keep you. You got a fight that you need to mentally get prepared for while you're resting.
Yes, sir.
So let's wrap it up. You got anybody you want to shout out?
I just want to say thanks to Eye of the Tiger for giving me a new boxing life. I can't wait to show how much effort I'm putting into what I am creating over here. And I want to say, watch and see and witness the rise of the first Calgarian, the first guy from Calgary to win a world title. I see it clearly now, and I'm gunning hard for it. I'm going to keep going, and I am persistent. So watch and see. I believe that I'm going to win a world title in the next couple years.
Man, and you know where you'll be able to watch that? On punchandgrace.com. $11 a month, $33 quarterly. You can watch the Dragon fight. Don't miss it. It's January 25th. Steve Claggett in the co-main event, Eye of the Tiger Management, and that's the final shot.